Do you masturbate every day? There's a question most men won't ask out loud. What happens to your prostate if you masturbate every day? You've heard the rumors: damage, inflammation, maybe even cancer. But is any of it true? Or are we carrying around myths that science already disproved? Let's look at what the research really says. What does daily masturbation do to a man's health? Because the truth may surprise you. Let's be honest for a second. When was the last time you thought seriously about your prostate? Most men don't until something starts to go wrong. But what if one simple daily habit, something most men already do, could actually protect this vital gland and reduce your risk of cancer, according to Harvard researchers? And it's one of the most surprising health findings ever published about men's sexual health. So, let's talk about it, calmly, openly, and like grown-ups. Here's the question most men won't ask. What actually happens to your prostate if you masturbate every day? You've probably heard the rumors that it drains your energy, lowers testosterone, even increases your risk of prostate cancer. But here's the twist. Some of the most respected researchers in the world say the opposite might be true. That regular ejaculation could actually protect your prostate and lower your long-term cancer risk. Strange, right? Let's break down why that might be and what science really says. First, I want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your support. If you like what we do here, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us to grow the channel, and we really do appreciate it. Once again, thank you. Let's return to our topic. Before we dive into data, let's make sure we know what we're talking about. Your prostate is a small, walnut-sized gland sitting just below your bladder. Its main job is to produce the fluid that mixes with sperm to form semen. But the prostate also acts like a valve, controlling urine flow, and plays a role in hormone balance. Here's the catch. As you age, your prostate tends to grow. Sometimes that's harmless. Other times it leads to problems, like inflammation, difficulty urinating, pain, or even prostate cancer. It's one of the most common cancers in men worldwide. And yet, most guys still have no idea what really helps keep it healthy. Let's rewind to a massive Harvard Medical School study that tracked over 32,000 men for nearly 2 decades. Researchers looked at dozens of lifestyle factors: diet, fitness, habits, and yes, ejaculation frequency. Their question was simple. Could sexual activity be linked to prostate health? The results were eye-opening. Men who ejaculated 21 or more times per month had up to a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who ejaculated just a few times a month. Let that sink in. Men who ejaculated more than 21 times over the month reduced the chances of prostate cancer by a third. That's not internet gossip. That's peer-reviewed, Harvard-published science. And it flips decades of myth and moral panic completely upside down. Why would ejaculation protect the prostate? At first, this sounds counterintuitive. How could something so ordinary, something most men already do, have such a big impact on cancer risk? There are 3 leading scientific explanations. 1. The flush effect. Think of your prostate like a filter or small duct system. Over time, cells die off, waste products build up, and inflammation can begin. When you ejaculate, you essentially flush out the prostate ducts, clearing old fluids, dead cells, and potential carcinogens. It's like changing the oil in your engine. If you never do it, sludge builds up and performance drops. Frequent ejaculation may simply help keep things clean, clear, and functional. 2. Healthy cellular turnover. Cells in your prostate are constantly regenerating. The longer damaged or aged cells sit around, the greater the chance of mutations, and mutations are the seeds of cancer. Regular sexual activity appears to stimulate cellular turnover, replacing older cells with newer, healthier ones. This reduces the window for harmful changes to take hold. It's like regularly pruning a plant to prevent dead leaves from rotting the stem. 3. Reduce stress and inflammation. This one's often overlooked but just as critical. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that drives inflammation throughout your organs, including the prostate. Ejaculation, whether through sex or masturbation, triggers a natural release of endorphins and oxytocin. These lower stress, relax blood vessels, and help calm the nervous system. Less stress equals less inflammation. And inflammation is one of the key biological triggers for prostate cancer and enlargement. So yes, science literally supports that regular healthy sexual release may keep your prostate calmer and cleaner. Now, before you grab a box of tissues and put your hand back into your panties, let's be clear, it's not a magic cure. Let's pause. The Harvard study shows a correlation, not a cause and effect guarantee, meaning men who ejaculate more often tend to have lower risk. But that doesn't mean ejaculation alone is the reason. Maybe these men also eat better, exercise more, sleep deeper, or simply manage stress better. So daily ejaculation isn't a magic bullet. It's one piece of a much bigger picture of male health. Think of it like brushing your teeth. It helps, but it won't save you if your entire lifestyle is toxic. Quick pause. Before we continue, here's something worth knowing. If you've been feeling frustrated or even embarrassed about changes in bedroom performance, sensitivity, stamina, or desire, you're not alone, and it's not your fault. There's a 100% natural solution that's already helped thousands of men feel confident and energized again. No pills, no injections, no procedures, no surgery, no risky shortcuts. Just a simple, easy home remedy you can make at home, designed to support what researchers are now calling the manhood molecule, a key factor for arousal, blood flow, and lasting power. Find out more. There's a link in the description and in the pinned comment. Let's go beyond the headlines. Your prostate protection blueprint. Here's how to actually build a lifestyle that protects and strengthens your prostate from the inside out. 1. Ejaculate regularly, but mindfully. Whether it's sex, solo play, or both, consistency seems to matter more than frequency extremes. Aim for 3 to 5 times per week as a healthy benchmark. If you're in a relationship, this may happen naturally. If not, solo is perfectly fine. There's no shame in it. Remember, this is about health, not habit. Your goal is circulation, release, and balance, not compulsion. 2. Eat like your prostate. Depends on it. Because it does. Focus on foods that fight inflammation and oxidative stress. Here's your prostate supportive grocery list. Tomatoes, loaded with lycopene, a compound linked to lower prostate cancer risk. Green tea, rich in catechins, antioxidants that reduce inflammation and may protect prostate tissue. Fatty fish, like salmon, packed with omega-3s, which balance hormones and reduce inflammation. Broccoli and cruciferous veggies contain sulforaphane, known to support detoxification pathways. Pumpkin seeds and zinc-rich foods. Zinc is critical for testosterone and prostate fluid production. Skip processed meats, excessive dairy, and alcohol, all linked with higher prostate issues. 3. Move more daily. Your prostate benefits from strong circulation. Physical activity boosts testosterone, regulates insulin, and prevents excess fat around your abdomen, all major prostate risk factors. You don't need to run marathons. Even a brisk 30-minute walk, strength training, or cycling several times a week is enough to keep your blood flow and hormones balanced. 4. Cut the toxic stuff. Smoking and heavy drinking damage blood vessels and hormone signaling, 2 things your prostate depends on. Nicotine and alcohol both increase oxidative stress, and long-term, they raise your risk of erectile dysfunction and prostate disease. If you drink, stay moderate. If you smoke, stop. There's no upside. 5. Get checked. Early and often. If you're over 40, regular prostate screening should be a non-negotiable. That includes PSA blood tests and digital exams, especially if you have a family history of prostate problems. The earlier an issue is found, the easier it is to treat. Waiting out of fear or embarrassment helps no one. Remember, this video is meant to educate and empower, not diagnose nor prescribe. Always speak with your doctor or a licensed medical professional before taking any action based on the content you see here. Talk to your doctor before you do anything, please. Here's something that doesn't get said enough: the psychology of shame. For decades, men were made to feel guilty about masturbation, told it was dirty, immoral, or dangerous. Those old taboos still linger, and they stop men from talking about or understanding their own bodies. But silence doesn't lead to strength. Knowledge does. There's nothing shameful about learning how your body works, or using that knowledge to stay healthy, powerful, and functional as you age. Masturbation is not weakness. It's physiology. It's not about indulgence. It's about balance and self-regulation. So let's kill the shame permanently. Here's what modern masculinity looks like. The modern man's perspective. A man who's informed, disciplined, and unashamed to take care of his health. He doesn't run from science. He studies it. He doesn't hide from biology. He optimizes it. Being sexually healthy isn't juvenile. It's strategic. Your prostate health isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about maintaining energy, libido, and vitality well into your later years. That's what makes this conversation important, not taboo. Now you might be wondering, what about testosterone? Doesn't daily masturbation lower testosterone? It's a common concern, and it's mostly a myth. Research shows that ejaculation causes only a temporary dip in testosterone, followed by a natural rebound. In fact, regular sexual activity, partnered or solo, is linked to higher baseline testosterone and better erectile function over time. The real testosterone killers are chronic stress, obesity, poor sleep, and alcohol, not masturbation. We've come a long way, but there's still more to learn. Here's what science still doesn't know. For example, scientists are still studying whether ejaculation frequency affects prostate size directly, or if the benefit is mostly hormonal and cellular. Some experts even suggest that regular sexual activity keeps androgen receptors in the prostate more responsive, meaning your hormones stay balanced longer. What we do know, though, is that a stagnant prostate is a vulnerable prostate. Movement, regular ejaculation, and circulation seem to keep it resilient. So, should you masturbate every day? Here's the truth. If it feels healthy, if it doesn't interfere with your life, and if it helps you relax, yes, daily masturbation can be perfectly fine. But if you're doing it compulsively, out of boredom or stress, that's a different issue. Like anything else, moderation, mindfulness, and purpose matter. So listen to your body. Your libido is a signal, not something to suppress, but something to understand. Now for some final thoughts. Let's recap. So, does daily masturbation damage your prostate? No, it does not even close. In fact, it might be one of the most natural, science-backed habits for keeping it healthy. Science does not lie. According to Harvard Medical School, daily masturbation may actually protect men's prostate health and general well-being. Harvard data doesn't lie. The evidence suggests that regular ejaculation at around 21 times a month may help flush toxins, reduce inflammation, and lower prostate cancer risk by up to a third. Add that to a healthy diet, regular exercise, no smoking, moderate alcohol, and consistent checkups, and you're giving yourself the best odds for a long, powerful, and confident life. No gimmicks, just biology done right. If you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel that strips away shame and gives you the truth, straight from the science. And check the links in the description and pinned comment for a 100% home remedy thousands of men are using to naturally restore performance, confidence, and stamina in the bedroom without pills, pumps, or surgery. Because when it comes to your health, waiting is not strength. Action is. Now, watch these videos to stay strong, stay informed, and stay vital.